In our last video tutorial, we discussed what is the basic difference between simple interest and compound interest. The video link of the tutorial is given in the description box below. Now, in this video tutorial, we are going to discuss calculating compound interest when interest is compounded annually and another situation is interest is calculated half yearly. Okay, so we have to discuss these two situations. So we have taken an example here. Let's suppose an amount of rupees 20,000. Let's say that this is the loan. This is a loan that you have taken from a bank, and the bank has given this loan to you at an interest rate of 8% per year. It will charge by the rate of 8% at this amount per year. And this loan has been given to you, has been sanctioned to you for a period of 2 years. Okay. Now, the interest compounded annually means that suppose today you have taken this loan, right? So after a period of 1 year, you'll calculate the interest. So let's say that this is interest 1, and after another period of 1 year, you'll again calculate another interest. So from here up till here, you have 2 years. Okay. So this, let's say that this is a principal amount. So principal amount plus I1 plus I2, this will be the final amount that you'll give back to the bank. Okay. And the interests are being calculated at a period of 1 year. On the other hand, in the case of interest calculated half yearly, what we do is, let's say that you have taken loan here. So after 6 months, you'll calculate interest. After another 6 months, you'll calculate interest. After another 6 months, you'll calculate interest. And after another 6 months, you'll calculate interest. So from here up till here, you have 2 years. So you are calculating interests in 4 intervals: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say that this is the principal. So P plus I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 is the amount that you owe to the bank at the end of 2 years. Now let's understand this using through calculation, because this was a theoretical portion. So first we'll do for interest compounded annually. Okay, so we have principal. Let's say that for the first year, the principal, that is P1, will be the initial one, that is 20,000. So rupees 20,000. Rate is at 8% per year or per annum, and the time period is of 1 year. Okay, this time period is for 1 year for the first year. Now, if we write this as, let's say that this is the interest that will calculate for this year, year 1. This is equal to, this is P, that is 20,000, multiplied by rate, that is the 8% of this 20,000, for a period of 1 year. Okay. Now we can write this as 20,000 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1 divided by 100. Right? Okay. Now this is P, this is R, this is T. This is actually what? P times R times T. P is the principal, R is the rate, T is the 1 year, divided by 100. Does this remind you of something? Does this remind you of simple interest? simple interest is equal to P times R times T divided by 100. That is principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time period divided by 100. What's the point here? The point is the interest that we calculate in the case of compound interest is nothing else but simple interest. You are actually calculating, when you are calculating interest in the case of compound interest, that is actually simple interest. Let's name it SI1. This is simple interest for this first period of 1 year. Okay. So from here, if you calculate this value, so this 2 zeros go and you have rupees 1600. Rupees 1600 is the interest for this period, that is the first year. Okay, now tell me, you have principal here, you have the interest here that you have calculated for the first year. What will be the loan amount at the end of first year? It will be equal to P1 plus SI1, that is the interest on this principal, that is equal to 20,000 plus 1600 is rupees 21,600. Okay, now think why we have termed this as loan amount. This is because when you borrow some amount or when you take a loan from a bank, then bank doesn't give you simply like, bank is not there for any charity. It is charging you at the rate of 8%. It means that we started with this amount, but then for a period of 1 year, when this amount is with you, bank actually owns this another 1600, that is the interest. It means that now you have actually 20,000 plus 1600 of the amount that actually bank owns. It means that you owe this amount to the bank at the end of first year. Now this 21,600, that is a loan amount at the end of first year, is actually the principal of the second year, the period of second year. So this is the period of second year. Let's say that the principal is P2 and the principal P2 will be this loan amount, that is principal P1 plus SI1. That is this loan amount, and this is equal to rupees 21,600. Rate will remain the same and the period will remain the same, 1 year. Okay, again the interest that you will calculate is actually simple interest. Let's name it SI2. This will be equal to 21,600 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1 and divided by 100. So from here you get rupees 8648 48 12 16 17, rupees 1,728. Okay, so in the first period of 1 year, the interest was 1600. In the second period of another 1 year, we have interest of rupees 1,728. So tell me, what will be the loan amount at the end of second year? Loan amount at the end of second year will be how much? P2 plus SI2. P2 plus SI2. If you add this, you'll get rupees 23,000. This is 21,000, 22,000, 22,600, 23,328. Okay, so this is the amount, the loan amount at the end of second year. It means what? It is actually the amount that you have to pay back to the bank at the end of second year. This is your final amount. This is your final amount. Let's denote it by A. Actually, what if you further solve this P2 is what? P2 is P1 plus SI1 and plus SI2. It means that this amount plus this interest is actually the final amount. That's what we have done here, right? So this is the final amount. Okay, now the final amount is this much. Now if someone asks you that what will be the compound interest, now to calculate the compound interest you can use two methods. Okay, the first method will be simply add these two interests. 1600 plus 1728, this is 23,000, sorry, this is 1728, 2328, 2328. Another way can be that this is the final amount that includes the principal plus these two interests. It means that amount minus the initial principal will give you the compound interest, because this value contains these two interests as well. So this is 23,328. Sorry, this should be 3,328, and this is minus rupees 20,000. So you get rupees 3,328. This is a compound interest when we calculate for rate 8% interest calculated annually. Okay, now let's calculate when the interest is calculated half yearly. So in the case of half yearly, you have to remember one thing, that you have to calculate the interest after every 6 months. 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. That is, there will be 4 periods. We have discussed this thing. Okay, another important point. 6, let's say that this is the first 6 months. If 12 months represent 1 year, 12 months is 1 year, therefore 1 month will be 1 by 12 year, therefore 6 months will be 1 by 12 multiplied by 6 year, that is 1 by 2 year, right? 6 months is 1 by 2 year. So when you'll calculate the simple interest, then you'll have P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100. So let's not put this value and this value. Let's say that P multiplied by R is like, just simply leave it like this. T will be what? Half. When in the case of when we calculate interest calculated at compounded half yearly, it is compounded half yearly. So in that case, this T will become 1 by 2. Why? Because T means year. 6 months means the period of 6 months means that 1 by 2 year, and this is divided by 100. Now if you look at this R multiplied by 1 by 2, what does it tell us? It tells us that if your interest is being compounded half yearly, at that time your rate is actually halved. It gets halved. R multiplied by 1 by 2 means R by 2 only, right? So when we'll calculate the simple interest, at that time we'll not put this T, because we are solving it here. We'll simply put R by 2, that is, R is what in our case? That is 8%, divided by 2, that is equal to 4. So we'll simply put P multiplied by 4. So you'll understand that what we have actually done. We have actually taken this time period of half year. This half year means that the rate will be halved. R by 2, that is equal to 4%. We'll take this one. So your P1 is equal to rupees 20,000. Your rate is equal to 8%. Your time period is equal to 1 by 2 year. When you will calculate the simple interest, that is 1 for this month, that is 20,000 and multiplied by 4. Why? R, that is 8 multiplied by half means 4. Rate gets halved. So this is 100. You get here rupees 800. Okay. So this is the interest for this first period of 6 months. Now tell me, what will be the loan amount? What will be the loan amount? Loan amount is equal to this P1 plus SI1. And it is equal to rupees 20,800. Okay. Now, this loan amount will be the principal amount for the next period of 6 months. So this is the second period of 6 months. In this case, your P2 will be equal to P1 plus SI1, that is the loan amount at the end of first period of 6 months is equal to rupees 20,800. R will remain the same, that is 8%. T will remain the same, that is 1 by 2 year. And remember that R multiplied by 1 by 2, that is R multiplied by T, is actually equal to R by 2, that is actually equal to 4%. Remember this thing. So when you calculate simple interest 2, this becomes 20,800 multiplied by 4, right? And divide by 100. This is gone. You get rupees 4,832, 3,428. Rupees 832. Now, this rupees 832, tell me what will be the loan amount at the end of second period of 6 months? Loan amount. This will be equal to, loan amount will be equal to P2 plus SI2. And what is P2? P2 is actually P1 plus SI1. So loan amount at the end of second period of 6 months means this plus this plus this, right? So you have P2 is 20,800. This is 832. So your loan amount will be rupees 21,632. Okay. So this loan amount of rupees 21,632 will be the principal interest of third period of 6 months. So your P3 will be equal to P2 plus SI2, that is equal to rupees 21,632. So your rate is equal to 8%. Your time period is equal to half year. Right. Now, if you calculate the SI3, this is 21,632 multiplied by 4, because R multiplied by 1 by 2 is 4. And if you solve this, you get 216.32 multiplied by 4. From here you get rupees 428, 4312, 4624, 25, 246, and 428. Right? You get rupees 865.28. Now, this is the simple interest for the third period of 6 months. So tell me the loan amount. your loan amount will be P3 plus SI3. And what is P3? P3 is P2 plus SI2. So it means that this is P2 plus SI2 plus SI3. What is P2? P2 is P1 plus SI1. It means that this is actually P1 plus SI1 plus SI2 plus SI3, right? So this is the loan amount that you owe to the bank. So this is equal to, if you add this one, you'll get rupees 22,497.28. This will be the amount. Now, this loan amount at the end of the third period of 6 months will be the principal amount, or the principal for the fourth period of 6 months. So P4 will be equal to rupees 22,497.28 multiplied by, your rate is again 8%, your T is again half year. So if you calculate this simple interest 4, you will get 22,497.28 multiplied by 4 divided by 100. So from here you get 224.978 multiplied by 4. If you solve this, you get rupees 899.8912. So this is your interest for this fourth at the end of the fourth period of 6 months. Now tell me, what will be the loan amount? Loan amount will be P4 plus SI4. Now P4 plus SI4 means that P1 plus SI1 plus SI2 plus SI3 plus SI4. That is the initial principal amount and the 4 interests that we have calculated so far at the up till fourth period of 6 months. This is the last period. It means that this is actually the amount that you'll finally pay back to the bank after the end of second year, right? So if you calculate it, you'll get rupees 23,397.1712. Okay, I have already calculated this value so that we could save our time. Okay, so this is the amount. Now this is a final amount. This is your final amount that you'll pay back to the bank. Final amount is A. Now when you'll have to calculate the compound interest, if you have to calculate compound interest, you can use 2 ways. That is, either add SI1 plus SI2 up till SI4, that is, add all the interests, or the final amount, that is this one, minus the principal amount, that is this 20,000. From here you can calculate. I'm leaving this calculation for you. I'll leave this for you. You have to find out. But last important point, if you notice, this final amount that you pay back to the bank when your interest has been compounded half yearly is 23,397.1712. And when it was compounded annually, it was 23,328. So clearly this value is larger than this value. It means that in this case, when your interest is being compounded half yearly, you actually have to pay extra amount.